Good morning, students. Welcome back to your economics class. So students, now we are going to study the measures adopted by the government to remove poverty and unemployment on the basis of poverty alleviation programs. Okay. So the very first program that we are going to study is Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, also named as SGSY. To remove poverty from the rural areas, Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana was launched in the villages in April 1999. It was a replacement of the programs like Integrated Rural Development Program and Training of Youth for Self-Employment, TRISEM, Training of Rural Youth for Self-Employment. In this program, a large number of small enterprises were organized as individual enterprises as well as collective on the basis of self-help groups. सेल्फ-हेल्प ग्रुप्स की स्कीम को शुरू करके कई सारी छोटी छोटी इंडिविजुअल या कलेक्टिव एंटरप्राइजेस खोली गई, जिससे कि काफ़ी लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिली. In 2011 and 12, this scheme was restructured into another program known as National Rural Livelihood Mission. Now, this can be studied in the second slide, as you can see in the video. National Rural Livelihood Mission NRLM. This scheme is also known as Ajivika. In the first phase, it was implemented in 150 districts by 2012 and 13. By 2014 and 15, it extended to another 150 districts, and now it is applicable in the whole of the country. It had provided employment to 90 lakh people, and now the program is renamed as Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. The third program is Sampoorn Gramin Rozgar Yojana. It was launched on 1st September 2001. Jawahar Gram Samriddhi Yojana and Employment Assurance Scheme were merged into a single Yojana and program, and now it is known as Sampoorn Gramin Rozgar Yojana. The main purpose of this program is to provide employment opportunities to the surplus unemployed workers who are unskilled and untrained. Second objective is to focus on the development of the regional economic and social conditions of the people in the rural areas. And the third is to focus on the development of infrastructure. This Yojana has set a target of creating 100 crore man-days for labor. 100 दिन का एम्प्लॉयमेंट दिया जाता है वर्कर्स को, और अब इस प्रोग्राम को अडॉप्ट कर दिया गया है मनरेगा program में. Fourth program, as you can see in the slide, is Pradhan Mantri Gramoday Yojana, PMGY. It was launched in 2001. The aim of the program is to improve the standard of living of the rural people by focusing the development of 5 areas: health, primary education, drinking water, housing and roads. These projects are covered under 3 subcategories. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, in which it is focused that all weather roads should be built, and the target was to be fulfilled by 2007 in those villages which are having a population of 500 or more than that persons. The second is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Awas Yojana. As per this program, Awas Vikas colonies are being set up to provide residential opportunities to the people. Third is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Drinking Water Yojana. The fifth program is Jai Prakash Rozgar Guarantee Yojana. This scheme provides guaranteed employment in most backward districts of the country so that the people may earn some money and overcome the problem of poverty. Sixth program is Swan Jayanti Shehri Rozgar Yojana. This was launched on 1st December 1997. Nehru Rozgar Yojana and Prime Minister's Integrated Urban Poverty Eradication Program were joined and merged into this single Yojana. The objective of this program is to provide self-employment or wage employment to the urban unemployed or underemployed persons and youth. So, this program is also divided into two subparts: urban self-employment program and urban wage employment program. दोनों तरीके की अपॉर्चुनिटी जनरेट करता है ये प्रोग्राम, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी और वेज एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी. 75% of the expenditure of this project is done by central government and 25% is done by the state government. Seventh program is Prime Minister's Rozgar Yojana. This scheme provides employment to educated unemployed and gives a loan of rupees 1 lakh for opening own enterprises and 2 lakhs for other kind of activities. Eighth program is development of small and cottage industries. Special measures have been taken by the government to develop small and cottage industries in order to eradicate poverty and provide employment opportunities so that the people of the local villages can be absorbed in these kind of industries. Ninth program is minimum needs program. In order to increase the standard of living of the poor people, minimum needs program was launched in the fifth 5-year plan. This program covers primary education, adult education, rural health, rural water supply, rural roads, rural electrification, rural housing facilities, as well as focus on the ecological improvement of the urban slum areas. जो स्लम एरियाज है उनका एनवायरनमेंट कैसे अच्छा किया जाए उस पर भी ये फोकस करता है प्रोग्राम. इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू इम्प्रूव द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ द पुअरर सेक्शंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी about Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Manrega. Under this act, all those who are willing to do unskilled manual work at the minimum wage are offered employment for a minimum period of 100 days. Those who are seeking this employment in the rural areas, they have to go to work there when the program is launched. The program is becoming extremely popular in the rural areas, and as per one estimate, the total number of people who have been benefited from this program is 6.22 crores from 2014 to 7.77 crores in 2018. Now we come to Micro Units Development Refinance Agency Bank, that is also famously known as Mudra Bank. The government has set up Mudra Bank in April 2015. Its objective is to meet the credit needs of micro enterprises and self-employed persons. Under Mudra Bank Yojana, a micro enterprise is entitled for a loan up to rupees 10 lakh per unit. So this is really a very beneficial scheme and a very important scheme launched by the government for the benefit of the people of the country. Now we study one more program, that is National Food for Work program. This was launched on 14 November 2004 in 150 most backward districts of India. This program was merged with National Rural Employment Guarantee Act in February 2006. The objective of this program was to generate supplementary wage employment, that is wages along with food facility. Food is provided by the central government free of cost to the people under this program. Very important program is a 20-point program. Now this 20-point program is a new 20-point economic program launched on 14th January 1982 with a view to eradicate poverty. In this, 20 points are considered, like increase in irrigation capacity, increased production of pulses and oil seeds, extension of integrated rural development program, a national rural employment program, fixing of ceiling on land holdings, minimum wages for agricultural workers, rehabilitation of bonded labor, expansion of ST tribes, drinking water in villages, provision of houses in rural areas, improvement of slum areas, development of power capacity, forest and gobar gas, family planning, setting up of primary health centers and welfare programs for women and children, primary education for children between 6 to 14 years, expansion of public distribution system and fair price shops, simple industrial policy, checking the generation of black money, and efficient management of public sector industrial units. These are the aspects to be covered in the 20-point program, which is implemented by the government to alleviate poverty. Now we move to the last part of the chapter, the critical appraisal of poverty alleviation programs. Now you can see, students, that we have studied about all the programs, policies and the measures taken by the government to eradicate poverty. So if we talk about the success part of the programs, yes, of course, the percentage of the people below the poverty line has reduced. Earlier it was 46% in 1973 and 74. Now it has reduced to 21.9% in 2011 and 12 survey. Secondly, we can say many poor people could get proper employment opportunities because of these programs. As you already know, 100 men days are fixed, and now in some case policies it has increased to 150 days also in Manrega. It has increased to 150 days also in some areas, and therefore the wage rate has also increased over the time, and because of increase in employment, the living standard of the people has also increased. So these are of course some of the positive aspects, but if we talk about the failure of these programs, so we can say that the poor delivery mechanism has resulted in the failure of these programs. The food items and other basic amenities are provided for the weaker sections of the society and sent to the remote areas, but the power groups in the villages start controlling over the delivery mechanism of the poverty alleviation programs, and because of this there is a leakage from the delivery packages, and the proper quantity is not reached to the poor people, and only a very small portion of the weaker sections of the society are benefited by those delivery mechanisms. Secondly, because of the involvement of the officials, government officials in between, the in charges of the programs favor the educated, rich and resourceful persons, and the remote areas and poor households are located who are located extremely in the interior of the villages, because they face problem to reach them and access them. As a result, a lot of wastage resources are wasted. Similarly, the resources distributed are quite less. No doubt the government is spending huge amount of money on the poverty alleviation programs, but is not able to get the desired results because of the large scale corruption issues and the distribution of resources. So if the government really wants to execute this in a proper manner, it has to improve the overall development strategy of the programs, and it has to prepare a proper official channel to control the reachability of the delivery packages to the poor people. It should also keep an eye on the people and the officer in charges who are carrying on their duties, and the government should also be very careful and very focused on the feedback and the result which it is getting from the programs. Students, although we have covered everything in our chapter, but still There are three major programs which are provided for improving the food and nutritional status of the poor. The very first is public distribution system, second integrated development system, integrated child development scheme you can also call it, third midday meal scheme. And along with this, for the elderly and destitute women and widows, one more program, National Social Assistance Program, is also initiated by the central government to provide social help to the elderly people in the form of monthly pension. Destitute women and widows are also covered under this scheme. So this is also another very important program, and there are three approaches to combat poverty, as we have already studied now. Growth oriented approach, with the help of trickle down effect, the government is alleviating the poverty and trying to increase the level of GDP by providing job opportunities to the poor. Secondly, these poverty alleviation programs. And third, fulfilling the minimum needs of the poor with the help of the public distribution system. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.